Hey, I'm
What
Bill's
up, world?
Bonds.
It's your man.
Sorry.
Oh, you want to go first?
I can go first. I'm
No, it's
cool
no
with that.
problem. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go
Jay
ahead. Take the lead.
Johnson, aka Bill's Bonds, the rapper. I'm a member of Double Dragon, a group with my boy Captain Caveman, and Soul in the Sisko as Sisko with my girl Jordan. Yeah, I'm a member of 3X, maybe 4.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna start off with mine. What up, world? It's your man, over a Mustang. You're locked into Aura-Genz, your ultimate underground music sanctuary. Today, we're diving headfirst into the heart of music, culture, and creativity. Whoever guest is not just dropping knowledge, but also shining a spotlight on their own work and diverse array of underground artists. Spanning everything from rock to hip hop and beyond, get ready to groove with us as we celebrate underground dreamers and black excellence. The raw essence of music and the untapped talent of the underground scene. So buckle up, get ready to ride the wave, embrace yourself for a sonic journey like no other. So it's good to have you back on here and tell us, what you've been up to.
I've just been working. I had a show on the 20th of July just
Mm,
then. It was a comedy show. And then I had the comedy sets go before me, and then I did 2 songs afterwards. And I had a show in April too. I've been just working
uh,
other than that.
so you have an upcoming show in April? Oh no, you just saying you have a show in
Yeah,
April.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a show in April and I had a
No.
show in July.
Okay. And any other shows coming up?
Not yet. The people who threw the comedy show want me to do their next show too, but we don't know when that show is yet. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing more.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
One little new thing with Origins, we have expanded on getting an animator on the team. So if you are looking to get some animation done for your YouTube or music videos, especially if you're looking for like 2D animation, we got someone on the team that we would recommend.
Oh yeah,
So I can give you their information after the show.
yeah. Definitely shoot me that. Any other ones you got? Let me know too.
All right, bet. And checking out your music, listened to a few more songs last time. Uh, we could start off with Challenge. Tell me about that song.
Yes, yes. Okay, so challenge was this beat that Cruiser Urameshi, he does a lot of different kinds of beats. He does like lo-fi shit, like a bunch of shit without lyrics. And he also does some hip hop beats. And I asked him for like his exclusive price on a hip hop beat for Eye of the Dragon. It was the first song that we did together.
Mm,
And then he decided after that, after doing the song with me, he wanted to do more hip hop beats because he wasn't working on many at the time. And he ended up releasing this EP with a whole bunch of beats he did and a bunch of different artists on there. And he picked me for that song. So the lyrics that I picked or wrote for it were meant to be major, meant to be like my A game on that beat because Eye of the Dragon was dope, but it was also like a slow kind of cool rap. And this one was more who I am. I would say BillzBondz is a gritty sort of rapper.
so there's Bill's Bond and what's the other persona?
There's Sisko from Soul in the Sisko, and I would say that rapper is more who I am actually, who I am walking around, who I am at work, who I am in like relationships, like not with the artist turned on. The artist turned on, I would say, is BillzBondz, but Sisko is
Okay.
just saying what the fuck I want to say. And Double Dragon, me and Caveman go off each other really well lyrically. Like our styles are drastically different. So having my edge and his smoothness was just a great decision, I think.
Okay. And will we see any more future collaborations?
Yeah. I'm thinking that Caveman's going to be in studio soon. It's been a while since he's released anything, but in the meantime, I always got creative ideas. I mean, I'm working on my 10th solo album at the current moment. It's called the Illy Bond. No, the Illy Daylights. It's a play on.
And this is
Go
a
ahead.
full album or a single?
This is a full album that I'm working on now. I just released a song today called Untouchable, and that song is the first lead single from it.
And Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. Challenge didn't just drop. That wasn't a recent drop.
No. Challenge came out, I would say maybe 6 to 8 months ago.
Okay. And that's the one where they had the thumbnail with like a animated black character.
Yes, yes. Those two characters were supposed to represent me and him.
Okay. And that was for Challenge.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to listen to the new one that just dropped. But tell
No,
us
you
about it.
good. You good. I I am in love with any kind of percussion on a hip hop beat. I'm talking like horns, like saxophones. Like I'm a smooth enough rapper that if there's a saxophone in a beat, I can write it just as smooth as that saxophone is playing. So on
Mm.
Untouchable, I used the hook from the song. What's the name of that song? It's the one with Prince Lockett that we did together. Oh yeah, Slow Ride. And the first couple of lines of that are, Ayo, the Bond's untouchable, killing it with the shit type of spitter, only involved in dropping hits. And then I told the producer to use that hook. Well, not that hook, but that section of lyrics and chop it up like somebody was chopping it up like a DJ would. So he basically used that as the
Mm.
hook, and then I rap confident on the first verse, and then on second verse I use a lot of plays on words to incorporate Bond movie names.
Okay. I was a couple other songs. I think it might have been Battle. You brought up a game that I haven't heard in a minute. Bloody Roar.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard that game in a minute.
Dude, man.
So you're is it safe to say that you're a fan of like fighting games?
Yes, yes I am.
Mind tell us a little bit about that. You know, what you enjoy? What's your, what's some games come to mind as your favorite classic?
Okay, so Dragon Ball Z is a huge influence on me. I mean, I'm just that age where it hit us, and there's a couple of different ones with that basically when we watch that shit, it takes us back to when we felt like super powerful as like teenagers and shit. But
Mm,
anyway, um that's that one more time.
you said react to the question.
Yes.
Oh, so I just wanted to pick your brain on,
Oh, fighting
just
games.
getting to know,
Yeah, fighting games.
yeah,
All right. Anyway,
on fight.
reason why I brought up Dragon Ball Z in the first place is because I loved a couple of the fighting games in that series because some of them were good, and then some of them were more trying to be like the show in like terms of mechanics, and I don't feel like that was like the greatest decision. I think that they should have just left them on sides of a screen throwing beams at each other. But that's just what I
Okay.
think on that.
Mm,
I'm a big fan of the Dead or Alive series. Like I played the shit out of that game.
shout out to,
Um, yeah, and I played Capcom versus SNK, Capcom versus SNK 2, and Marvel versus Capcom 3, specifically the Ultimate version. I'm a big fan of those games because also
mm,
when it comes to rap styles, I feel like every rap
mm,
style is a fighting style. Every gear shift is
mm,
a different thing, whether it's a punch, whether it's a kick, whether it's like jujitsu, or whether it's like Jeet Kune
okay.
Do. Like everybody's got a
I
style
guess,
Huh?
I can see that.
Yep. Everybody's got a style and it reflects that way.
Excuse me. Um, and I'm curious when it comes to your style, what do you see a fighting style for your music?
No, but I don't think that's for me to decide. Like if I were
Okay.
to talk about other people's rap style, I could go into detail on it. On my own, um, the only ways I would ever use to describe my rap style is it's always listening to other rappers and other people that I respect and incorporating their styles, but in my own way. So it's always like
Okay.
a study thing. It's like I might be like a Jedi Knight level type thing now with the rap, but I still feel like I'm a learner. Like I'm really just getting to know what I can do. My voice is powerful, and I'm just now learning what it can do.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong, it sound like you sound like one of them like characters like copy like other people like styles and shit. Not necessarily saying, when it comes to your music, but perfecting and making your own while you still learn like other techniques. I'm not
Right,
sure you ever
but
watched like anime, but you ever heard of like Kakashi?
I watched some animes, but I would say I'm like an American anime watcher. Like I got Dragon Ball Z on lock and all the Dragon Balls, but I don't watch too much outside of that. I really like G Gundam and I really like Digimon, but
Okay.
that's all American shit, you know?
Okay. Well, I mean, it's still Japanese just got incorporated over to it.
Right,
Same thing with like Pokemon.
right.
Uh,
And I like those
but
shows too, man. When I
mm,
get roasted, sometimes I'll just be sitting down watching Ash catch shit, man. But having battles.
mm, mm. So it's really interesting to hear that you describe. Is it when it came to you said rap as like different fight styles, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear that. That's a unique perspective. Um,
It's
did you
funny.
always have that perspective, or did something spark that?
Um, I don't know. I would say that it's a recent thing that I've noticed. It's just like there's certain rappers, like, when Biggie's rapping, it's like a heavy-handed boxer just dancing all over the beat and hitting hard type shit. And then there's like Jay-Z, where
Mm.
I would say he's more like a Sugar Ray type, pop, 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 pop in your face, and then like before you know it, you're technically knocked out. And then there's
Okay.
rappers like 50 Cent, where they use that boxer shit, but they also got the other. Like I would say 50 Cent is one of the most capable rappers I've ever heard of because I've heard him use stuff like Biggie's, I've heard him use stuff like Jay's, but it's all his.
Mm. And by usually, are you talking about like the beat flow?
I'm talking about the style in which he approaches to be like,
Okay.
uh, I would say that the most obvious representation of that is on whatchamacallit. I think it was realist niggas. His verse, let me see where it started. Just when I was young, my MO was to go in the hand, like that sort of thing, like that style of approaching the beat is like early Biggie, and it's just it was like it was not him rapping, it was like he was channeling something else almost. And I would say that my
Mm.
style is like that completely. I don't
Mm.
try to
So
copy their styles at all, but they get
mm.
mixed in my brain and I throw them out in my own style, but it's because of certain things that other people do, like Big Boy specifically. He did.
so
Go ahead.
so hearing that, I want to change, my statement. Staring at your copy, it sound like the Avatar, when they got their ancestors in
Exactly.
them.
Exactly like that.
That's what it sounds
120%
like.
that.
That's dope. And can you give us some examples when this different inspiration took over in your song in your catalog?
Um, I would say that there's that style, whatchamacallit. There's a thing that Big Boy does a lot, and when he's rapping, he like triples the syllable. Like one of the things that I've done it recently was on Untouchable. Let me see. I would have to have the lyrics in front of me. But anyway, um, I take little bits of things that I like from rapper styles and I use them subconsciously. It's never like something like, okay, there's one song where I really wanted to use a Cardi B flow, so I used the Cardi B flow.
uh,
But on everything else, my style naturally develops. Like it's a thing that's like within me. So I can't tell you like a style that came
mm,
specifically from someone, but if I hear like their music, I'll be like, wow, I picked that up.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just wanted to hear like some of the songs in your catalog that you could give reference to.
Okay, then what I'm saying here is um, there's Double O Agent, which was the beginning of this James Bond stuff. I love that song. It's a smooth track with a haunting almost singer, and MBK Ritchie. And MBK Ritchie is from upstate New York. Um, he raps his ass off. Like he's amazing with the mic ability. And I mean, to the point where there's this article he shared a little bit ago where I had this video where Jadakiss was giving him a cosign. Like that's how dope that
Mm,
rapper is. And
mm,
that track was dope. And there's let me see another one. To the Moon is another one of my favorites. It's there's a certain BPM where I can do anything at, and that's one of them, and it's a smooth
mm,
poppy jazz track that I put my gritty rap style on, and I like the way that gritty rap mixes with melodic beats.
okay,
And
okay, that's
I
good.
think
That's
that's
dope
it.
to hear. Um, and in your opinion, as an artist, uh, we hear the appropriate way to take these inspirations to, your songs. What's some ways that, in your opinion, that to give like heads up, like some do's and don'ts, to artists when they take an inspiration.
Um, the biggest don't in the world is don't accept criticism from people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, I understand listening to fans. I get that. And modeling your music to cater to them, I do that. But in terms of
Mm,
Joe Blow down the street, hey, your music sucks, Jay. Okay, what has changed in my life? Like, am I making less money? Do I have less opportunities because this dude just said something negative about my music? No. And every artist needs to think like that. They need to create what they want to create and take direction from people who are in a position to, like DJs, other rappers, people who are making money off their music recently, not like 20 years
mm,
ago, 30 years ago. I mean, you can learn from them, but you can't learn the current business from them.
mm. And what was the time that you got good advice from another peer?
Um, I'm not a huge advice seeker,
Mm,
but when usually when something affects me, it's something somebody said, and then it puts new light on something. But what I've noticed, the major thing that somebody's told me is I don't really like my older music, man. Like my reminiscing music, even music I released like 2 years ago. I mean, I'm just so much better now. I'm better every song. Every time I go in the studio, I'm better. So looking at
mm,
that old shit, it's like, is that really the best resume I want to be putting out there? But then people started let me know that they were getting affected by old songs. They're like, man, I really love this B song, man. It speaks to me. And I'm like, wow, I wrote that shit like on a whim. Like, I didn't really think that that was
mm,
even any good. But people love to watch an artistic journey from years ago to now. So I leave my old stuff up. because it's new to somebody, like they say, sure, but it can also affect in ways you don't see coming.
Okay. That's what's up there, and I agree on that statement. Well, I've also been preaching that as well, especially when it comes to like artists. Your music, the catalog that you're building is a history, is a phase of you, um, from a listener standpoint that we get to experience. Hopefully, get to experience if you keep that song out there. But just to get to see, or just to get a chance to see or hear these different phases of you as an artist, it's pretty dope, especially, to see how active y'all been. How has your music changed over time? What values do you decide to speak on? Like even for I'm not sure was it the battle, but I noticed you were speaking on more coming together, um, stop the violence against against your own brothers and sisters.
Right.
We don't need to be doing it. Just coming together. So I noticed that you had a couple messages in there that was about coming together, unity.
And that
But go
right
ahead.
there is because that right there is a split between Leonidas and BillzBondz. Leonidas is that hip hop guy, that come together guy, that like use hip hop to save the world guy. BillzBondz is not.
Okay. So is this like a perfect balance for you to you know to have a bit of selfishness and somewhat of you know I'm not sure what to call the other side.
Well, I feel like what you're talking about here is the selfish aspect, as in I rap about what I want to rap about, and then the other is the encompassing, like the the big goal type music, like the inspiring
Mm.
music, like the that shit. Yeah, it gives me a
Yeah, I
way
was
of
gonna say
doing both.
leader.
Yep, that works too.
Yeah, I
That
was gonna
works
either
too.
say between a leader or a preacher, but I didn't know which one to lead with.
Right. I
uh,
used to think that I was a preacher with the hip hop shit, and I'm not saying
mm,
I'm not reaching people now because I am. I'm just it's not a concern of mine to like use hip hop to change the world. I want to use hip hop to
no,
change my pockets first.
right. No, as preachers, I mean like you had a message, like
Right, right.
uh,
And I haven't had a message
mm,
really with music for like a couple years.
is that because of the other personality was more focused on the music
Different
side?
kinds of music, there's a couple of Bills Bond songs that are love songs, but most of them are party music. There's
Okay.
some that I rap about other shit, but most of it is party music.
And when you was making these party music, were you party person? Or are you still a party person, or was you making music to fit a type of vibe?
Okay, so I would say that I make music for parties that are like at clubs, people drinking and shit. I started out with a drinking issue, and then that led to a drug issue. I'm 8 years sober off of everything, but I mean tree. And
Mm,
during that,
congratulations.
thank you, man. But during that process, like it just it turned me from a person who didn't have a definition or a direction to somebody who had a clear one. And for the partying part, I do not not really not anymore. I mean, I smoke every now and then. I actually the last time that I drank was a while ago. I just don't like the drawbacks of drinking. Like I don't like feeling woozy. I don't like feeling sick. I don't like being off my game ever.
Okay. Especially you know in this new world where like scamming and crime, just being off your game period in this world, probably not the best.
Right.
Um. So, and was there a version before this party uh adventure?
Um, nah, I mean that started around 21. and I started rapping at around 17, and I wasn't like making any money to like get in the studio or get beats or anything, so it wasn't frequent. So
Okay.
the person who wrote the songs before I used is no longer here, but there's aspects of him in BillzBondz that he probably wouldn't admit if you asked him.
Okay. So I know you were saying earlier that you wasn't too much of a fan of your older music, but what's some things you appreciate
I was
about your older?
meticulous. I like there's certain rhymes that just were I would try to rhyme like 8 syllables at the end of a line with 8 other syllables and just try to push myself in terms of speed, in terms of ability all the time. Like Superman is ridiculous. And I mean, I just
Mm,
re-recorded that song recently and it was a pain to get that out. Like, yeah, I when I was younger, I really, really, really wanted to be, I don't know, bone like, twist alike.
mm.
And now I do, yeah. I'm a little different than that now, but I mean, I still do it sometimes.
So from if we took your if we get your perspective outside of you, just looking at the younger self, are you able to see, you know, that style uh, of music that you were producing? Do you see like an art with it? Do you see like a
It was,
when we was talking
I would
about
say
that
the art is
battle?
more a thing now. Because back then I would say I would
Mm,
hit beats and write beats and make music. Like I have a couple mixtapes out on Dat Piff or whatever from like back in the day.
mm,
Um, I would say from the start of, I think BillzBondz versus Leonidas was my first real concept album. And ever since
mm.
then, I've been trying to make a grander picture with an album and then like fill it up with like song pages.
Okay, okay. And no, the next song that I got on the list, Power.
Hmm.
Tell me about it.
Um, that's a Leonidas perspective song. So it's from the hip hop um, conscious zone, if you will. And that
Okay.
has my girl Jordan, who's with me in Soul in the Sisko. Like that's the girl who's with me in that group. And she the melodies she creates are just atypical.
Mm,
And when I hear her sing it, it just takes me to another place. And at the beginning of
mm.
that track, I mean, it's good to have her at the beginning and then me rap and then have her finish it off because like I bring a grit and a strength like I say on most of my tracks, but then she like takes it back to that smooth haunting zone, and I love her voice
No.
for that.
So now I'm curious when it comes to, would we see you exploring into like other styles? Would we ever get a chance to hear you sing, or what you
Um,
got cooking?
People have told me that I have an ability to sing. I sing when I need to like get rid of a terrible day's emotions or like need to go somewhere else. Because I mean, I don't know how much signs actually play into shit, but I'm a Cancer and I'm like deeply feeling, deeply passionate all the time about a lot of things, and I have to find a way to get that out, whether it's recording, whether it's writing, whether it's singing. I just I don't. I'm not the kind of rapper who sings, and
Okay.
if I ever do that, it's not going to be something that's mixed. It's going to be another artist altogether. And I mean, if I do that, then I think that'd be fun because it'd be cool to sing as one person and rap as another on the same track. I think that'd be pretty cool, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know how talented I am vocally with singing. I know how talented I am with rapping, and that's what I'm going to stick with for the next foreseeable little bit.
Okay. So when it comes to expanding, what does that look like for you?
Um,
Or
like
exploring, I should say.
artistically,
Yeah, when it comes to your style,
um,
like what does exploring look like for you? Would it be like collaborating with other artists and other genres? Uh, but go ahead.
the first part of that, I want to do Linkin Parky stuff. Like I want to get
Oh,
somebody who can sing. I want to get some guitars in there, but I also want it to
who you
be
need?
Linkin Park, huh?
Who you need? I would find them right now.
um, I have to think about that in terms of specific people because I just I want a
Okay.
band to play with. I want somebody who can sing, and I want somebody who can distort the hell out of a guitar and not just distort it, but play it amazingly too.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I want to do something like Linkin Park. I also want to do something like Shine Down, but have a rap verse on it. That would be incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the next thing I
So
want to do. Really, is get somebody a band playing behind one of my songs or something like that.
so collaborating with these. So correct me if I'm wrong. So it seemed like exploring for you is collaborating with other artists out in different genres.
Yes.
Now, will you have the same style approaching these different genres, or will we get a bit of something different?
Um, what I write depends heavily on who else is on the track and what they're gonna do. And if I've worked with
Okay.
them before, then there's a couple rappers that I don't just write for. If they're on my track, I gotta show out. Like I gotta do the best that I can do
Mm,
at that time in order to make the song sound like I belong on the song with that person. Um,
okay.
that's the approach that I would bring to anything that was Linkin Park ish.
Okay. Okay. And I also, I'm not sure which song it was, but I did get to see a experience that you went to go. I think you was going against yourself from your two perspective on. I'm not sure which song. Was it a message?
That was called
I don't think.
Lightning Joust.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad you
Um,
heard that song. That yeah, the first
I
one
actually
is
enjoy that.
good,
The
good.
kind I kind of see, fuck, now that I see that, you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, I kind of see that was the first fight between Goku and,
Right.
Vegeta. But go ahead, tell us more about
Okay, so what the concept of BillzBondz versus Leonidas is, BillzBond's been killing it for like 2 or 3 years, dropping hit after hit, like party hit after party hit. But the thing is, Leonidas would have hated that. And that just
it.
occurred to me one day was, yeah, this dude would hate that. I wonder what he would say to him if he heard his music. This guy using his voice, but not using rap the way that he wants to use rap. So that's basically what that
Mm,
whole album was Leonidas waking up from a deep sleep and he's like, what the hell is this shit?
mm.
And then Bill's
I
Bonds
really
hears that
enjoy
Leon
it.
cool. When Bill's Bonds hears that shit, and he's like, why do I care about this? This rapper can barely rap. And then they go against each other on that one track, and I love that. I love that.
So, do you think your older self, excel, anything particular that probably, you know, that he had, was it, I'm basically trying to ask, like, was it anything that your older self was particularly good at that outweigh you? Or do you feel like you truly, you know, evolve and be them in all aspects?
Um, Leonidas has no idea how completely outclassed he has by Bill's Bonds because Bill's Bonds has been in the studio literally every day. I mean, literally every other week for like two
Mm,
years. Like he's been crafting, like smoothing out edges, like learning how to properly conduct his personality on the mic. And Leonidas been sleeping.
okay.
Like, yeah, but Leonidas from the beginning was talented, like lyrically, of course. But I would say he spoke more to the masses than BillzBondz does. I would say BillzBondz is more about rapping in a way that appeals to a certain type of crowd instead of more of the world. I would say Leonidas had more world appeal in terms of concepts, but BillzBondz
Okay.
is a better rapper, a way better rapper.
Okay. And that makes sense. Um,
I'm glad because that shit's
next,
complicated.
like I said, I really enjoy it just to see. I like hearing or get the opportunity to see different perspective, especially like from an artist. So I think it's nothing more challenging just to see an artist like do a battle with themselves from like two different perspectives, and use and it sounds really personal.
It was, bro. Like it
I
was
was like, God
me
damn, you
tearing
thought this.
myself apart. Really, it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like the personal shots that I was hearing, I was like, oh, this is really petty. Uh,
Yup, yup. Like my favorite part of that song. Let me think. It's been bad long since I just picked up a track. Leo come back with a vengeance, and every time we're out. It was the BillzBondz part at the end where he's talking about. Let me see. I got to remember the actual lyrics because lyrics in my head, they are not like I can't just go out and pick a point in my song. I have to like start it from the beginning to remember it. Anyway,
mm,
yeah, it's like a file cabinet instead of like a word search, if you will.
no,
Um,
that's understandable. Like, I was always wondering how the fuck I would be remembering your song when y'all go
oh,
to
yep.
perform it live.
It's a muscle memory thing from the start of it, from the
Okay.
beginning of it. You remember where you are, what you say, and it comes from the beginning. Like it'd be hard for me to start a song at its second verse, which is why I'm struggling right now. But
Okay.
I think let's
But
look at
take your
that.
time. Shit.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
what
gonna
we're
be
here
that
for.
time. Uh, yeah, it goes. It's all you got. It's all you got with. I gotta hear it. Let me get my other phone real quick.
No problem.
All right, team. The second line. I mean, the second verse. The first verse is good. That where he comes at BillzBondz, it's good, but
Mm-hmm.
Bonds comes at him hard with lyrics that are they're not just for him, that are for hip hop conscious people who think that other rappers aren't as good as they are. Like it's to come at them. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. And what's the name of the song again?
Um, Lightning Joust. Oh yeah, Bill's
Okay.
Bonds ain't tripping on no mythical king because I'm out in real life manifesting fucking dreams. He'll get it rocking right away. While this nigga Leonidas concerned about what I say. Like I don't like that verse was written to tell Bill Leonidas, get your weight up. Fuck you. Like you can
Mm,
talk about me all day long, but what have you done?
I'm actually about to drop, especially on YouTube. I'm about to drop a few new artists, and I know you're gonna like them particularly. Um, one got this deep voice. It kind of like it's like a nice summer day type of voice. Uh, so he got power behind his voice. So I think you would find interesting, to use that. And then
Oh yeah,
this other artist, he's an older artist that been through some stuff, and so he got some emotion, some pain in his lyrics,
cool.
but he also lyrical as well. So I think you enjoy him. I would actually be really entertained to see what collaboration would look like between y'all two.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Send that on the list of things you sending me to my inbox after this.
I got you. Let me see. Next song, Game Time.
Okay, that song, that's first couple Bills Bond songs off of Bills Bonds versus Leonidas. Okay, so the girl who's on that song who raps with me, um, her name's Danielle, and she can sing. She can sing wildly amazing. She sings pop, she sings country, she sings rock, she sings a bunch of different things. But before we met, she would not use the talent. I had to push her
Mm.
into the studio. I had to push her to record. But once she got in there, it was a wrap. She's open for Yin Yang Twins, a couple of other big shows that she's done too. And we don't like
Oh, that's dope.
work together a whole lot anymore, but she's killing it out there. And that's probably what I'd say means the most to me with this music stuff. Like there's certain artists that would not know their calling if it wasn't for me. If I
Mm.
didn't start rapping, if I didn't cross their path randomly, maybe they never would have done this. And I'm not taking credit or nothing for it like that. I'm just saying that to have any effect like that is really, really cool.
So you see it as like a butterfly effect.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
didn't make that choice to.
right, right. And I see it as a butterfly effect, and I don't see it as a I turned you into this. I see you as
Mm.
I made you face who you really are.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And your path, well, where will you say you at right now? Is this like the midway, or are you still on a journey to get midway,
I'm on a
or?
journey. I'm on a journey, man. I would say this hip hop stuff is it's important to me. It's of course for my mental health, but it's more important for me to find a way to get out of 9 to 5, find a way to move financially free. That is what rap is, what I'm going to use it for, and what I'm going to demand it gives to me with my work ethic,
Okay.
with the way I go hard. Like, rap is going to work for me because I'm going to fucking make it work.
Mm, I feel you. And when it comes to the audience, where can we help? Where can we support?
Um, I would say Linktree, which is linktr.ee/ BillzBondz, which is BillzBondz. That'll lead you to all my music. That'll lead you to all the articles written about my albums. That'll lead you to any podcasts that I've done. It'll lead you to anything that you need to find on your boy Bills and any of the acts that I'm in.
Mm. So the one thing that you could mostly use is people tuning into your link
Yep,
and checking out all your. Okay. All
yep.
right, tune in definitely so low. Any particular out of your links, is you got any primal priority to like a certain interview or anything, or you would like to
Um,
give a reference?
I would say like you, well, what you want me to point out a link, a specific link on there.
Yeah, any of your past work that you know you would like people to definitely tune into, or
Okay,
you could have some recommendations.
okay. I would say I would like people, if you're gonna listen to my music, I would like you to listen to Locked on Target, my fifth album, um, James Bond's, my seventh, and Valzad, my ninth. And that basically shows you everything that I do.
Okay. And you said for interviews, were you in other interviews?
Yeah, there's I was just earlier tonight I was in a interview with my boy Shan Garcia. He runs this show. Let me actually see what the name of that show is. I'll bring it on up here. Morcana
Shout out to 'em.
Minutes. Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Shan. Morcana Minutes. They're basically huge potheads, and they were smoking. We were smoking while we were on the interview there. And yeah, they just asked me about how my artist career formed and how often I smoke.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to 'em. And it's good to hear. It's always good to hear just to hear the artists like collaborating, connecting with people. Um, so what projects you got in the works outside of music? It seemed like you was interested in animation. Do you have some ideas for some animation?
No. It's just basically
Okay.
music. The only, I
Okay.
mean, I have like a whole bunch of personas. Like I'm doing this album called Master Forge eventually. And
Mm-hmm.
Master Forge, what Master Forge is, it's the grid that Power Rangers get their powers from. And I have
Okay.
a stupid amount of art of me like as like different Power Rangers. And I get people to do art for me, but I don't do art myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, that's dope. That's dope. Um, and let me see. And what other talents, um, you know, you could use or collaborate with?
I mean, I have the ability to dance. I don't. I mean, like freestyle, like you got served type dance type shit. I mean, I can't exactly like spin on my head or like do a windmill with my legs or anything, but I can pop lock and do some crazy shit. I used to win dance battles at this hookah bar when I was younger, like my teenage years. I'm not that flashy no more. I
Mm,
don't dance like that really. I would say that I dance more now when I'm like happy about something, and that's it.
mm.
But
But,
I don't use
what,
that talent anymore, though. It's just music.
okay. Well, that was a fun fact. However, I was actually in the sense of talents that you could recruit and use. Uh, so it seemed like you are interested to collaborate with artists that paint, do animation. What other talent could you use in your repertoire?
Some singing is always good. I don't want typical sounding singers. Like if I don't hear you doing something unique almost immediately, then I don't really want to work with you as a singer. And it's not me like being like elitist or anything. It's just I'm not your typical rapper. I do things that they don't generally do. And I want to hear that same approach from another artist, no matter what their venue is, whether they play guitar, whether they sing, whether they. I want to hear from your soul. I don't want to hear you recreate what has already been done.
Okay. That's
Those kind of people.
understandable, and I think
Yeah.
that's understandable when it comes to having your own what do you want to call it? Uh, uh, I have a brain fart.
Style. We
I
go
guess
with style.
priorities as
Okay.
well.
All right. Style
Um,
and priority. Yep.
yeah. Standards. That's what the fuck I was trying to look
Right.
for. Having your own standard, I think is good. Plus to give room and opportunity for artists to explore. So I encourage artists. It's cool to have your own standards and stand on that. Because I think that's also that almost guarantee you to be unique. Um, so if you stand on your principles and your morals, I think you do all right. Um, and it seems like you got a formula when it comes to collaboration that's working for you. So
Right.
that's understandable. So we got singers, we got animators. Anybody else?
Um, Eventually, I'm gonna need to know what the hell to do in a music video, where to shoot it, how to shoot it. I have over 200 songs and not one music video.
Hey, I was gonna ask that too. Was there music? But I'm glad you brought that up. Um, so are you interested in, or do you have a couple songs in mind that potentially
Yeah,
might be the first priority again in a music video?
yeah, I've got
No,
a
tell
couple
us
of them.
more.
Okay, I would love to do lightning jousts, like me versus. Oh man, just like with a Matrix sort of background, like that white background, just one dude
I was
rapping
about to
at
just
another
say,
dude. Like,
yeah,
yo, that would be flames. I would love that.
yeah,
And
okay.
The problem about having party songs is I gotta go film at a club. I gotta have a whole lot of bottles. I gotta have a lot of bitches. I gotta have a lot of everything, and that is how most of them are. But if I could get that set up for like two, three, that'd be cool. I also
Mm,
I would love to figure out like the cinematography behind something like a Double O Agent music video or like an
okay.
Untouchable music video. It would have to be very, very, very Bondy.
Okay. And what do you have a vision or what that look like to be very Bondy?
I play a lot of Hold'em. Well, I used to play a lot of Hold'em. I'm not a god on Texas Hold'em, but
Mm,
I'll take your money. And I'll take your money fast.
okay.
Yeah, and I'll take your money before you even realize what's going on. Like I'll watch your tendencies. I'll play the pot, and it doesn't
Mm,
matter what you got in your hand. If I know you got weakness in your hand, I'll get you off it. I'll have 2-7 off suit and get you off it. So anyway,
mm,
I've seen in Casino Royale, he plays a whole lot of cards in that game. He actually plays my game. He plays Hold'em in that. And I would have a lot of the first verse, my verse, be around that table with a bunch of like
okay.
Bond looking villains, like a guy who like has like laser beams for eyes and a guy who has like knives for hands or something like that. It'd be ridiculous. Like
Okay.
I'd be playing poker with straight villains.
Okay. Hey, this would definitely be dope and entertaining. Um,
Yes.
so anybody that's hearing this and you definitely encourage and you're in that field, definitely hit them up. So
Yes.
um, that's dope to hear. That you have a vision
I do for
for
all
for
my
your
songs, really.
hmm and it's dope to hear that you have a vision for like the music video as well. Um, what been holding you back necessarily when creating the music
Um, I spend a decent amount in the studio and on beats and on other artistic things like covers and stuff. And it costs more in general to do a music video. And I am working on getting a couple different things like my own gimbal and like so I can like film my own stuff. And I don't know how good it'll be, but I need to have at least a couple Vivo music videos, a couple things you get on BillzBondz Vivo, and you see a couple of well done music videos. Like I need that. I have to have that.
video? Hmm I agree with you. I agree with you. Next song, Showstopper.
Which one did you
Tell us
listen to?
about
Was
it.
it Showstopper or Showstopper Deluxe Remix or anything like that? Which one did you hear?
Now, I have this on rotation. I believe it might be the original one.
Okay. Showstopper. That song, that beat came from Midwest Miles. That boy can make a beat. He's made the beats on a couple of my huge club bangers, and I don't mean huge. I mean his name chart or nothing, but my BillzBondz bangers. He's responsible for a lot
Mm.
of them. And when I got up here to Montana, what my initial thing that I wanted to do is find out who the biggest rapper around the area is and do a song with him and get in with them. Not necessarily get in with them in terms of like them giving me opportunities, but in terms of like I need to at least pay a little homage to what's going on up here, even if it's not on a big scale. Like just like pay a little homage. And Ches was one of those rappers. So that was actually how I met Prince Lockett. And Prince Lockett is on so much of my music. He's done so many of my beats. He records me. He's on so many of my songs. And that's the engineer that Ches had. And that engineer is my engineer now. But anyway, we we did that song and I was so nervous recording that. I don't get nervous in studio. Well, I used to get nervous in studio. I don't get nervous in studio anymore. But I was nervous and I didn't think that I sounded that great on there. I felt like I sounded nervous, but They both told me I sounded all right. I listened to it later. It doesn't sound nervous, but I felt
Mm,
nervous recording it because I've never, I mean, I've been on, I was on stage for this performance of Crossroads with Bone Thugs and my homies when I was like 18, 19 years old. And that was one of those starstruck moments, kind of. But I think the best thing about it is when I get starstruck, I don't get stupid. Like when I get starstruck, I'm like,
mm,
hey, wow, I really respect what you do, but you're still human and bleed blood like me. So I'm not gonna. You're not my like Lord and Savior or anything, you know. Like
yeah,
I talk to him like a person.
yeah.
Anyway,
No, I agree, especially. But go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, on that Showstopper song, I was nervous in the studio at that time, and that was one of the few times I've ever been nervous. I'm pretty confident most of the time in most things, but at that time, that
Mm,
I was nervous on Showstopper.
okay. And let's see, my last song I want to bring up a message. Tell us about.
Okay, so that song was originally written when I was 17 as Leonidas, and I recorded it over
Mm,
the Hip Hop Is Dead beat that Nas did,
mm,
and that was the tempo that it was wrote to. Um, I told Micah Sanchez, who is Prince Lockett, that I wanted a beat that was the same speed as that beat, same BPM, but something different altogether. And then he made a message, and then I can't have a Leonidas side track without having message because message was the first time that people heard my lyrics and they're like, "Oh my God, dude, you got to keep rapping, like you have to." And that
mm.
one, so there was no way that I was gonna have a Leonidas side of an album and not have that track on there. And yeah, it speaks to certain people. I just don't really necessarily believe that way anymore.
No problem. And last question. Well, not necessarily a question, but do you mind dropping a gem for the artists out there, aspiring independent artists out there?
Music will not pay you right away. And no matter how good you are, no matter, I mean, you could have a song that's number one and get a tour off that number one song. Without work, you will disappear in 3 months' time, maybe less. You got to love it. You got to love it to the point where you bleed it. And then that is the time that you will be ready to start getting a manager, getting your career together, getting a EPK together, getting all your links, getting all your ASCAP licenses, all that stuff. That is when you're ready. And you're not ready before. And if you think that you are, you're not. You got to be what I just described.
Thank you. It was good to have you on this podcast. I'm gonna
I
have this
appreciate you.
posted soon, before Monday.
Cool.
Um, so I'll keep you posted. Did you send me a cover pic?
I think that I did. I can send you another one if you need one.
No, if you already did, I'm just going to use
Cool.
that. All right. It was good to have you on this podcast. Oh, before you go, shout out all your socials. Shout out anybody that you want to put on, and then pick a song out of your catalog you want people to tune into.
Okay. BillzBondz on everything. BillzBondz. Google search me, YouTube search me, Spotify, title, anything. I'm on it. And what else did you want from me again?
Shout out anybody that you want to put on, and then drop a song out of your catalog you want people to tune into.
Okay. I've got Micah Sanchez, Prince Lockett. He's amazing. He's doing beats for everybody up here, um, editing them, um, making presets for their voices to make them sound the best that they can. This kid is like, he's 24, 25, and he's just killing it out
Mm,
here. Is Cruiser Urameshi, he did Challenge beat, the Eye of the Dragon beat, and we did When Worlds Collide together, where he did all 5 beats on that album. He's going places too. And of course, Midwest Miles, my guy. My he was basically the one. Down Low is the first song where I felt real BillzBondz, and he was the one responsible for that. And let me see for the song. I
Shout
would
out to him.
say a dope song that I would want people to check out is Untouchable. It just came out today. It's basically me in my bag. Like, I would say as good as I've ever been.
Untouchable?
Yes, sir.
No problem. Alright. Have a good one. It was great
You
to
too,
have you
man.
on here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, and I
Alright.
will be back.
Alright. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Uh, wherever route that you decide to go, for the session, or if you subscribe, uh, I'm even open up to, collaboration of, having your music be playing on our platform. So be down for that. We talk more. But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
definitely looking forward to, you coming back on the platform.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
And more
Thank you.
music.
Oh yep.
No problem.
That has to happen. It's gonna keep happening.
Yeah, I encourage it. Keep doing your thing.
Thanks. Thanks, man.